If you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe and turn on post notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos.
Aloha, our keto friends. We are very excited to be here. We are going to make chili dog pizza. All right, I'm going to tell you how I thought of this recipe, but first let's get started. Now, this chili is from the 30-day ketogenic cleanse. It's the breakfast chili that everybody loves, and that's what we're going to base the sauce out of to go on our pizza. If you have a pizza stone, I want you to throw it into a 425-degree oven to get it really nice and hot to get it crispy, right? How you doing, Kai? Good? All right. You want to tell them the exciting news? What's coming? What's coming this week?
A dog.
A dog! We're getting a dog. Yeah, we are. Okay, so we're going to start. You know what? I think we should start with a crust. All right, so a lot of you know the carnivore crust already, but we're going to make it for you. It's 1 3/4 cup mozzarella cheese. If you're dairy free, I do not have an option for you. I'm sorry about that. And we're going to put this with the cream cheese, 2 ounces of cream cheese. You could use butter. I've done both. There we go. And that's going to go into the microwave for about 95 seconds. Can you do that? Thank you. And while he does that, I'm going to get the chili going, okay? So I have this really cool, isn't this beautiful, this Staub thing? It has like a little piggy on the top. I love it. I better put this over here. All right. So in this, my chili starts with bacon. And I have this Peterson Farms bacon. It doesn't have any sugar in it. That's pretty rare to find. And when you do find it, it's really expensive. And so we order Peterson Farms. And they have a great discount going on for my readers. I don't know what it is exactly, but I'll have the link below for you. And I'm going to dice up the bacon, okay? That's going to go into our pot first. I'm going to turn this on. All right. Everybody loves this chili, whether they're keto or not. So if you do like it, what I do is I'm going to make a big batch to have extras. And I put them in like individual containers in the freezer, and then people can just warm it up if they get hungry for lunch, right?
Yeah.
Yep. And your dad really likes this chili. Yeah, huh? There's no beans in it. No beans in the chili, right? Too high in carbohydrates. And beans actually have lectins, which are an anti-nutrient. So we have a couple pieces of bacon. I did 6. The recipe calls for 4. But this is thin cut bacon, all right? So here we go. We're going to dice that up, put it right on in here, start it frying, okay? How's it going, Kai? Still in the microwave?
Yeah.
All right. And we're going to saute this up. It's nice to have a helper because he can do the crust and I can do the chili. All right, so this is going to be sauteing away. I'm actually going to dice an onion, 1 onion. You don't have to use a whole onion if you don't want to. I like onion, so I'm going to. The recipe calls for 1/4 of a cup. And we probably have 3/4 of a cup here. All right, I'll be true to the recipe. We'll do 1/4 of a cup. All right. Okay, so now we have the crust ready to go. So I'm going to scoot this aside, put this right here, and I'll grab a spatula. All right, and we're going to stir this up, okay? You got it?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, keep stirring that to incorporate that cream cheese on in there. All right, bacon's looking good. All right, and then I'm going to add, I'm going to reach over here, 3/4 of a cup of pork crumbs, okay? So if you have pork rinds, you can grind them up, but you can buy pork rind crumbs. I'll have it in the link below where I find it. They don't pay me to promote them. They're just really good. This is basically the fathead dough. The fathead dough without the almond flour, and we're using 0 carbs, right?
Yeah.
Good mixing, buddy. We'll put this over here. Okay, so the bacon sauteing. And now I'm going to, now that I have some rendered fat in the bottom, I'm going to add the onion and eventually I'll add some garlic. Okay? You okay, bud? Keep stirring it up. You want me to do it? You're good? You're good? All right. So I came up with this recipe. I was listening to a podcast, and it was a food podcast called The Weekly Dish, and they were talking about the best frozen pizzas. And if you don't know, I'm from Medford, Wisconsin, and Medford, Wisconsin is where the very first frozen pizza was from. Did you know that, Kai?
No.
Tombstone Pizza. Tombstone Pizza was at a bar across from a graveyard, hence the name Tombstone Pizza. And my dad worked at it with his friend. And his friend said, Joe, do you want in on this business? And my dad said, nah, I'm going to be a plumber. And he was, like his dad. I just wondered how different my life would be if he would have said yes. But anyway, one of the best frozen pizzas was a chili dog pizza, where you make the crust, you put chili as the sauce, and then you put your cheese on top, and then you put sliced hot dogs on the top. So we are doing that all with really great ingredients, okay? And then at the end you can put raw onions on. Okay, so now crack the egg on in there, and then you gotta stir it back up. I know you like cracking the egg. Okay, so now into the onion and bacon, I'm gonna add a little bit of garlic. You could use raw garlic, about 2 cloves. I'm gonna use my roasted garlic. I did a video for that because roasted garlic is a very mild garlic. If you're not a huge garlic fan, it's really, really delicious. And now I'm gonna add 2 pounds of my ground beef, and I'm using my Butcher Box beef, which is absolutely delicious. All grass-fed and mailed right to my door, which I love. So I want 2 pounds of ground beef. Crumble that on in there. Okay. And one more. And then I'm going to use, you could use Italian sausage. You could use just plain pork if you want to. This is really loud. I'm going to use, I got to open this garbage up. I have chorizo from Peterson Farms Bacon. The same place that makes bacon without any sugar also does chorizo without any sugar, and it's very hard to find chorizo without sugar. You could use their Italian sausage, which also doesn't have sugar. My dad went to the store to get Italian sausage when we made Mama Maria's meatballs once. I'm gonna help you out just a little bit. That egg needs to get in there. All right? When we made Mama Maria's meatballs, and he's like, you know that there's no Italian sausage without sugar at the store? But what's great news, Peterson Farms does it. So you could use either or. I'm going to add 1 pound of the ground chorizo. So you can do 1 pound of ground pork, ground chorizo, or Italian sausage. Doesn't really matter, it just depends on your preference and what you have. Okay? The actual recipe calls for ground Italian sausage, if you want to know. So I'm adding that on in there. And since we're using grass-fed beef and it's pretty lean, I don't worry about having to drain it because it's really good. All right, so I'm going to start sauteing that up, and I'm going to season it with, I have some chili powder, about 1/4 cup of chili powder. All right, I have some ground cumin, about a teaspoon of that. You could use more or less. And I have some paprika. We have some chili, cayenne pepper. You can add that too. It calls for a teaspoon, or a 1/2 teaspoon. I don't like spice, okay? I'm gonna add some oregano, a teaspoon of oregano, okay? So that is going to season up. And now I'm gonna add my Redmond real salt. All right, I want about 2 teaspoons of Redmond real salt going on here. And everybody knows we love Redmond real salt. It's the only salt free of microplastics. You know, the seas are filled with microplastics. If you order Redmond, it's from the seas, the ancient seas of Utah. And if you use the code Maria15, you get 15% off your order. And you love their toothpaste, don't you, bud?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Love it.
What flavor you like?
Lemon.
Lemon flavor toothpaste. Awesome. So that's sauteing. Now we're going to get this into the oven. I'm going to wash my hands quick. Kai, you want to tell a joke?
Okay.
Who's there?
Worst music.
I don't know. What is it?
Pop.
What is a what favorite music?
What's a worst
Balloons.
Oh, balloons. Worst music? Pop music. Funny. I got it. Oh my gosh. You know what I forgot to add?
Guess.
Bell peppers. We're going to add that in a little bit. I need to move this aside.
Guess
Okay, so
what?
now we're going to get, you can tell your joke in a minute, okay? I'm going to get this out of the oven. Back up, Kai. It's hot, hot, hot. I'm going to put this down. Oh, close that up, Kai. Thanks, babe. I like to put parchment on here because it makes cleanup very easy. So I'm going to add Kai's crust onto it. Can you move this into the sink? Thank you. And be careful, this is hot, but I'm just going to spread this out like a pizza crust, okay? Thanks, Kai. Can you stir that up a little bit, real gentle? And we got to add the peppers, the bell peppers. I should have added earlier, but that's okay. It will all work out. And this crust is very forgiving. So if you end up with a hole, you just spread it back out. If you wet your hands a little bit, it's very easy to spread. Okay, Kai, you want to tell your joke?
Okay. What's
Did you say it right here? Everybody can see you.
what's a rabbit's favorite music?
I don't know.
Hip hop.
Hip hop, hippity hoppity, hippity hoppity. What are you gonna name your doggy? Kiki.
Kiki.
Kiki means child in Hawaiian because I wanted to adopt a baby girl, right?
Yeah.
But nobody else did. So we settled on a puppy. Actually, it's a long story.
Wait, is it a boy or a girl?
It's a little girl. Craig got Lyme disease years ago, and our dream of adopting more just plans change, right?
Yeah.
Can you open the oven? We're going to put this into the oven for a couple minutes to crisp it up. All right. So let's see. Okay, so you just keep the timer on. Okay, now we need to get some bell peppers into this. You keep stirring this up, okay, Kai? There you go. All right. So we're going to do some red bell pepper, some green bell pepper. You can use any color that you want. All right. Dice this up. All right. And this chili is fantastic. Everybody really likes it. I know I said that, but we're going to dice that up. And Kai, you can actually put this sauce right on in there. So we have
All of it?
a very large can, yep, of diced tomatoes. Yep. All right. You like tomatoes?
Dang.
Dang. And we have tomato paste. All right, so we're going to add some tomato paste to that also. And then we're going to add beef broth. And I like the kettle and fire beef broth. Excuse my reach. All right. And you want to simmer this. The longer it simmers, the more the flavors are going to open up. All right. So here we go. I'm going to open this up right away. And we're going to use a half a cup. I use kettle and fire broth. And a really cool company, small company. If you use the link below, you get $10 off your order. Pretty cool. We're just full of sales, aren't we? And they're all I used to make, one of the first things that Kai had after breast milk when we adopted him was bone broth. And so I would make homemade bone broth all the time. And then I found this great company, Kettle and Fire. So when it's nice out, we can go outside and enjoy ourselves on a bike ride and whatnot. Where did that? I had a spatula somewhere. We'll just grab another one. So let's make sure we get all of this tomato goodness in there. What, you wanted to eat that plain?
Yeah.
Don't worry, I have more. Don't worry. Don't worry, you Americans. When we do the Keto Italy trip, which you really should join us. You okay?
Yeah.
The Italians. You Americans, you always worry. Don't worry. Everything will be okay. And I didn't realize that until we were in Italy. Everybody's like, don't worry, money, don't worry. Everything works out. Pretty funny. So stir that on up in there. All right, put that aside. Oh, and we're gonna dice up some green pepper. All right. So
If it's $1 billion, you gotta worry.
you gotta worry. I'm gonna add a little bit more broth, loosen that up. All right, so the green bell pepper. And this is basically your chili. If you wanted to add a little bit of sweetness, you could add a little bit, but you don't need to, right? Try to tame your sweet tooth.
I have a sweet tooth.
You have a sweet tooth?
Yeah.
I think my mom always added ketchup to her chili. I don't know, maybe that was her sloppy joes. Maybe that was her sloppy joes. Sloppy joes. We made sloppy joes on here, didn't we?
If it was soup, I would be like, what the?
And what do we have over here? We have the protein sparing modified fast bread in the background here. I make that every week. And since it's Sunday, it's meal prep Sunday. So here we go. Chili, chili, chili. That looks delicious, Kai. Way to go. Way to go. So you're gonna let that simmer. I'm gonna maybe add a little bit more garlic in there for a nice flavor. All right? You okay?
Yeah.
Sorry, bud. And what's really good is it's called breakfast chili because I like to throw a fried egg on there. If you like avocado, you can put avocado on there and a little bit of extra bacon on the top, the crumbliness.
Take
But-
that bubbly.
You got bubbly? All right, we need like another minute or two for the pizza. Now, again, we're gonna let this simmer a lot longer, but for video's sake,
Let it come down.
you need to let it calm down.
Yeah.
All right.
Before.
For video's sake, we are going to not cook it down. Hey Kai, could you help me a little bit and clean up our mise en place?
Mise en place.
Mise en place, yes. All right. Can you put this in the fridge? Thank you. And what we have here is Peterson Farms hot dogs. They're all organic. There's no sugar in the hot dogs, which is pretty rare to find. And I'm gonna grab 2 of them and I'm gonna slice them up. Funny story, before you were born, Kai, Mommy used to teach yoga. I used to teach, you did? Yeah, you did? I would teach yoga and people would take my classes and we would help raise money to adopt you. Well, I was contacted by this fitness place to teach yoga in Mexico at a resort, at like a 5-star resort. So I went to Mexico and taught yoga and it was a free stay. So we got to stay there for free and I would teach yoga.
Was it pretty?
It was beautiful. It was very beautiful. But we ordered a chorizo pizza and we were just going to eat the toppings because we didn't eat the crust part. And it basically had hot dogs on the top. We were like, this isn't chorizo, this is hot dogs. But it just reminded me.
You hear that now?
I do hear that. Okay, so now we're going to grab this pizza out of the oven. Here we go. And remember, you share these videos, you could win a book. Lots of people are winning books.
See these things like probably not good.
You seeing them? Funny, funny. Okay, so I need a little bowl. Here we go. Put this in here. Put this in here. All right. You know what we need? We need a little bit of cheese. I'll grab that. Oh man. I need white cheese. All right, so we have this crust that's crisping up. Can you close the oven, Kai?
Okay, got it.
All right, so now we have this beautiful crust and we have this beautiful chili. All right,
That's very
delicious, Kai. Now I'm gonna put the chili right on the top. This is the sauce layer, right? How brilliant is this? This sounds absolutely delicious. Chili pizza.
sizzling.
And everybody loves that chili dog chili. So it's kind of like chili dog chili on steroids on a pizza. What's not to love about a pizza, right?
Also duck because there was one coming at me.
Duck?
Yeah, I did like
Oh yeah.
limbo.
Oops, you did the limbo? You're kind of goofy, aren't you? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. All right. So this looks absolutely delicious. Now we're gonna put some cheese all over it, which I had to go try to find some. I used it all for the crust, but we might have enough for the top. There we go, yeah, this is perfect. Does that look good, Kai?
Yeah. I also have a little bit extra, but yeah, you can make a double batch.
You can make a double batch. Oh yeah, we're gonna save the extra chili because it's delicious. Now we're gonna put some hot dogs right on the top. Are you not helping anymore? You done?
I can.
You're helping? Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome.
You're welcome. I can't wait for the dog. It's driving me nuts. So Kai and Micah are really excited about the dog. We're gonna like make it real beautiful though, okay, Kai?
Okay.
So that's maybe 1 or 2 more. They're really excited and can't wait for the dog. I said, take what you're feeling right now and multiply that times 1,000,000. And that's how I felt when we adopted you. Because we got to visit you in May. You know that? In 2011, we got to visit them in May. But the United States wouldn't let us bring them home. And so they said, you just go back to the United States and we'll let you know in about 3 weeks you can come back. Well, 6 months later. So every day, this is what I feel right now, waiting for a dog, but not quite as much. So this pizza is perfect. We're gonna put this back in the oven and we'll catch you back in a little bit.
We're back.
We're back, everybody. Our pizza is finished. Before I take it out of the oven, though, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. I am going to slice up, let's see, let's grab this nice, raw onion. Raw onion is going to go on the top, and so is some yellow mustard. So I'm going to dice this up, and our chili is still cooking down. So you can definitely have some of that for breakfast. The breakfast chili is fantastic and yummy. So this is all diced up. All right. Kai, what's your favorite food? Onion? No.
Sushi.
Sushi. Wow. He loves sashimi sushi. Expensive boy, right? Expensive boy. Okay, so now I'm gonna be careful, it's very hot, okay? Get this pizza on out. Oh boy, Kai, can you close that up?
Yeah.
So here is our chili dog pizza. This rivals any frozen pizza, I promise you. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna cover it with some raw onion. That's good. We don't need too much more, Kai.
Okay.
There, and then I'm gonna drizzle it with
Mustard.
mustard. There you go.
I used to like mustard.
You used to? You're not a mustard fan anymore?
Yeah. Now I'm ketchup.
You love the Primal Kitchen ketchup, don't you? And there's your chili dog pizza. It's delicious. We hope that you enjoy it. And those of you on Instagram watching, the full recipe will be on our YouTube. Check it out, everybody. Woo. Cook with your kids.
Yeah. And goodbye.
Goodbye.
Sharing is caring.